I want to talk about a few various things that went on this week in the Missouri Senate. We started off with a filibuster. Monday, we started on the confirmation process, or try to finish the confirmation process, I think would be a better way to state that. And from my area, I had Senator Hageman was one of the people. We were still not quite to the finish line with him getting on the MoDOT commission on that board, as well as Dennis Hicks in Livingston County. We needed to finish that, make it official. And with that process, there were a group of people that wanted to hold up that process to be able to get something else accomplished as well. So a filibuster went on that night. For those people in home that like to see me be abused just a little bit, I will tell them I tried to sleep on a couch. I didn't get it accomplished, but I did try. On Tuesday morning, I can't remember, I'm going to say 8:30, 9 o'clock, I believe agreement was pretty well made between both sides. We would move forward on an SJR that I'm going to speak about, but with a vote, we confirmed Dan Hageman and Dennis Hicks and several other governor appointees, and we actually did another set as well this week. We got those through, so that's important. Help run the state. Many people forget that those boards and commissions sometimes have a very important role in our state government and dealing with people, so I was glad to get that behind us. But that does lead right into SJR 74. And for those of us that don't, until I come down here, SJR, HJR, HB, all those letters, acronyms didn't mean a thing to me. What this is, it is, as we work on this language, it would be something that would be put in front of the people for a vote in an upcoming election statewide to make changes to our initiative petition process. And not to keep the citizens from being able to come forward with an initiative petition, but maybe make it a little bit more strenuous to be able to do that, so that we know that whenever we pass something put in Constitution for Rusty Black Constitution is so important, but we shouldn't just willy-nilly put anything and everything in our Missouri Constitution. It doesn't belong in the Constitution. So I hope that we get something in front of the voters quickly. Hopefully that's the vehicle that ends up negotiating language and we can get that passed in session. Let the governor decide when that goes on the ballot to let the voters, they'll have the final say. Voters will have the final say with that. Another thing that was nice when it's my super interest in being here is we, what I would call, officially started the budget process on the Senate side of the building. This morning, I was able to sit through a meeting with the Division of Higher Ed and Workforce Development. They presented their budget and things that they asked for, the governor agreed to, things they asked for, the governor didn't agree to. And then we start through the legislative process with both the House and Senate weighing in on those decisions. And hopefully on the constitutional deadline in May, we send a budget forward. So it is officially began. Another thing I want to take a minute or two to hit, many people listening, remember that I have an interest in ETMS. You may not know that, but you know PTSD. In trying to come up with different treatment for PTSD, it's something that has affected my family and a lot of people, and the more I become involved in it, hopefully the more I learn and the better I am helping to be able to get people motivated to do something and making good decisions as we do that. Well, I had people in this week from St. Louis, the University of Missouri has been here, talking to me about their programs and what's available there. So I'm hoping to continue to push that statewide, giving opportunities for first responders and people that have served us in the military to look at this as an option to help them with their PTSD and the symptoms affected by that. Another thing that with great excitement I get to talk about, there's two things going on next week that are somewhat dear to my heart. I'm going to start first with the state FFA. Normally the state FFA organization put together an advocacy week each and every year at the legislature at the Capitol. And next week is that advocacy week. And there's two people that ended up being state officers. And that's really a neat thing for me to have them show up and advocate. You know, they do so much better job, those students do, than what Rusty Black does advocating for those ag programs and those schools within our state. And one of those state officers, Claire Walker, and Claire's from Chillicothe, and Claire and I share the same birth date in the month. She wants to make sure everybody knows that we weren't born in the same year. And then I'm looking forward to meeting Kylie Matson also. She's from Stanberry, Missouri. And for somebody that graduated high school from King City, Missouri, there were certainly Matsons up there. So I want to try to figure out who her parents are and stuff and see if we have any connection. But State FFA will be here advocating next week. And then, of course, for all 19 counties that I represent, an important thing's coming up, and that's Great Northwest Day. And I will tell people that that's a valuable thing. When you get asked about that, probably when I was an ag teacher living there, I didn't see the value. But now that I'm down here in the legislature, and this is my 8th year, for a region to come down here united in one voice with certain things that they want to do, there's value in that. Sometimes a senator or representative standing up on your floor doesn't have the impact that a resident coming here. So I'm so happy that again this year we're going to be doing that. There's going to be a celebration at one of the hotels, and many, many communities, every county's represented there for people that work in the legislature as well as legislators to come and meet people from the Great Northwest, as Senator Hageman would say. And I'm proud to be able to help sponsor that again this year.